Hi all, welcome to the second part of Cloud Armor. So previously we have seen how we can create Cloud Armor policies and we have created a global load balancer also. So we have in the last part covered backend security policies. In part will work on edge security policies and network edge we cannot use because it is a premium feature. And after that we also see how to apply a same edge policy and backend policy to the same your like backend. So let's go to console and let's start our demo for this video. My console as of now, this is the same environment which is in the last part. So we have checked all the allow, deny, throttle, redirect, all that, and we have seen it is working fine for us. So now let's do one thing. As we have seen, if we denied any rule, like this is the my VM IP. So this is my VM IP. If even I am denying this VM IP and the policy has been applied to my target, and target is my backend service, but this policy doesn't work on that backend bucket. You can see we have two backend service. This is my backend service in which we have two instance group, and this is my backend bucket. So if I try to hit my load balancer IP, even my traffic is denied. So still I am able to access this. So let's try that. So if I do curl, this is I'm seeing getting 404 because of this rule. This is specific 404 I'm getting. So if I try to hit my backend bucket, that is city.png, I am getting a response. If I do hyphen capital I, we can see I'm getting HTTP 200 OK. And for the same, if I do hyphen I for this, I can see I'm getting 404 found, but for the specific backend bucket, I'm getting a proper response. So it is happening because we have applied our backend policy and it will apply only to your backend. It cannot be applied to backend bucket. So now let's create a edge policy so that it can be applied to our backend bucket also. So if you remember that, if you don't remember how it works, you can check out this slide also. So basically, Edge network policy support backend service and backend bucket, whereas backend security policy only support backend service. So now let's go back. Let's create a new policy and let's name it Edge policy, and we can have to choose this edge policy. It is only global. We cannot use enter regional. And after that, there are default action if you want, like you can make it allow or deny. So let's make default is deny, and code is instead of 404, let's type this time 502. So even my this is still from the my system also I am able to access this bucket. So let's go to next step. As of now we don't have to add any rule. So and we will add a target. In target it will show our backend service. So edge policy can be applied to both backend for service and backend bucket. So we have to choose where we have to apply it. As I've shown here, it support both of us. So instead of backend service, first choose backend bucket, and backend bucket I have chosen my backend bucket. Done. Let's create the policy. So my edge policy has been created. So let's go inside that and see what is the rules. Basically it has only one rule where it deny, and it will get give 502. It is for all IP address, and it is a target which is our my backend bucket. So it will take some time to policy to get enforced. So let's wait some time and then we will see. So after waiting for some time, now I'm getting deny 502. So if I go here also and try to hit my .ct.png, it is giving me 502. And even if I go into my VM also, previously it is working giving me 200 OK. If I hit the same URL now, it is giving 502 bad gateway. And this is the same 502 which we have specified here. So like this edge policy works. It is first only for backend bucket. Like if you want your protect your backend bucket which like serving any static content or anything, you can put a edge policy so that before traffic enters your like Google Cloud, it will be denied at that source only. And like this you can protect your backend buckets. Backend policy doesn't support backend bucket, but only edge policy supports backend bucket. And this policy even supports your like backend service also, as I have shown you. So you can apply this policy to both backend service and backend bucket. So what will happen? So let's suppose we have selected a backend service and let's use this backend service also. Now what will happen? This same policy is applied to both backend bucket and backend service. And this backend service now have two policies. One is H policy and one is our backend policy which we have previously applied. So now there is two layer of protections. First, traffic will hit your edge policy. If it is allowed in the edge policy, then only it will go to your backend service. So if it is allowed disallowed in any one of point, it will be disallowed. So let's try that also. So as of now, I am disallowing my traffic at that edge policy. So like you can see, there is no traffic is allowed, but traffic is allowed it at my backend policy. So let's see how it works. So I'm adding a target. As you can see, as of now, my machine IP is allowed. This is my machine IP 122.464 has been allowed in my backend policy. This is my backend security policy. This is allowed 124.64, but this is not allowed at the edge level. So what will happen if I try to hit my this specific VM or like any load balancer IP? Traffic will be disallowed because at the edge level, this is the first policy which will be evaluated. After that, if traffic is allowed in that, then traffic will go to the backend policy. As of now, it will work because it will take some time to like to propagate the changes. So let's wait until it blocks our traffic. So after waiting for some time, now I'm getting 502 bad gateway because of my edge policy, which is just denying the traffic. Even my traffic is allowed in my backend policy. You can see it is allowed. Still, I'm getting 502. So this confirms that traffic is first passing through that edge policy, then it is going to your backend policy. Now we can do one more thing if we want, like instead of now we can allow this traffic in edge policy, then we will deny at the backend policy. So we can check whether if it is allowed at edge policy or and what if denied at backend policy, will it work or not. So let add a rule and we will make it allow, and we will make action is equals to allow. In this there are only two action, allow or deny. We cannot make much actions like what we have like this here. We can see only two action, allow and deny. We don't have any other action like redirect, throttle, rate, baseband. That's we have to make sure. So let's give a priority, let's give it 10,000 and let's add it. So now let's try. I have allowed my like my IP from my H network policy. I have allowed my IP from as security policy. Now let's see whether it works or not. So now we can see it is now working fine. Like the traffic is going to our backends. But if we send traffic to our like backend bucket, and let's see whether it goes or not, and it is going to that also because I have allowed by this specific IP. So as of now, this policy is allowing like traffic to my like backend bucket also and backend policy also because I have it has two targets. Now what I do, I will just deny the traffic here so that it cannot be reached to my backend policy backend. So let's come here. It is my backend security policy. I will add it this one. So, or I will add a rule here, add my IP also. We can give multiple IP like this, and we will make it deny 404 instead of 404. Let's make it 403 forbidden, and let's make a rule greater than this. Otherwise, it will not work. So let's make it 900, and we will update this policy. So now policy has been there. So now let's wait for some time to policy takes effect. So after waiting for some time, now it is working for me also. Now if I send request to it, it is giving me 403 forbidden, which is we have used here 403. Even my traffic is allowed via you can say like this edge policy, but still it is not able to reach our backend because it is a deny rule at a backend policy. So it is a two layer of protection as of now. So if I try to hit my backend bucket, let's see whether it works or not. That is working fine because it is of this edge policy. It is still allowing traffic for the backend bucket, but it is also allowing for the backend policy like our backend service, but still this backend security policy is denying the traffic. So now we have seen all the policies basically which we can use. Now one thing is remaining. We can also create a policy for regional one. So like if you want to create a regional, just click on regional. For regional, we have to choose a region, in which region we have to create the policy, and then after that the target will also be in the region only. And in the region, as network policy is not supported, if you want to create a regional policy, only backend security policy is supported. You can click on regional, and it is like same only. All the things like give it a name, and let's see. Suppose we want to create in US 4, in which VMI like this VMs are there, and it will, and after that we click on next step. We can add rule in target. If we try to add a target, like it will you say which backend service is external application load balancer or backend internal application load balancer, but it will not show any like regional load balancer because you don't have, but you can create and add to your regional also. So this is a very basic demo which we have done. So in the next part, I will try to cover this enable preview mode so that we can see how traffic is working. And also I will try to cover this advanced mode also. So which we can say that use expressions to write our like syntax and all that like IP and all that and region also. So and if you have any issues and any of like suggestion, just comment it and I will try to help you. Thank you.